I bought a totaled boat off of Facebook Marketplace, and I'm gonna turn it into my dream boat, and here's why. I have this crazy dream to build the most efficient boat possible.
We spent months building this boat just for this.
Over the past 5 years, my dad and I have built 4 different boats, and none of them have been quite perfect. The last one took so much time and energy, I told myself that this was the last one I was building for a while. So I am determined to make it perfect. We are currently 7 hours into a 10-hour drive, going to hopefully pick up the perfect foundation to our newest project. It is a wrecked pontoon boat that we believe we can restore and kind of alter to our dream fishing boat. Let's go. Not a good start to the drive home. So this is the most complex part of teardown, is getting your wiring harness and everything completely organized and dialed. This one's a little more complicated. We got electric and hydraulic power steering. We have an electric shift and throttle controls. Cool little trick I learned a while ago is when you have a screw that's stripped out, you can actually take like a die grinder cutting wheel and cut like a flat blade back into it. Got to put your safety glasses on. All right, let's get a flat blade and try that. So the next step in this boat build is to tear up all of the plywood. You guys kind of saw us working on pulling up some of the carpet. Ended up being super tough to pull it up. Turns out the newer boats, the glue still holds up pretty good. So this is a 2014, so I had to call in some reinforcements. We had 4 or 5 of us pulling on the carpet, and now we got heat lamps over there on the vinyl to hopefully loosen up some of that glue to pull that vinyl flooring off. But yeah, right now I'm just going and pulling out all these screws, and I will turn you guys back on when it's time to pull the plywood off. It was a lot of work. To be honest, I kind of forgot about how much sweat equity kind of goes into the teardown. We got all the old decking off, all the old carpet and vinyl floor off. Then we went through and individually scraped each one of these cross members. Had some old like tar tape on it. But here's a big shipment from pontoonstuff.com. You can actually go to their website and design your whole boat's layout. It's super intuitive, very cool and fun experience, and it adds everything to cart as you kind of build it. So it's a super simple shopping experience. I can't recommend pontoon stuff enough. It is by far and away the best customer service and interaction I've ever had buying anything online, let alone a big project like a boat. But we got all the parts here. Tomorrow we're gonna spend the bulk of the morning laying it out, kind of going through an inventory. We got the other couple sheets of the marine grade plywood painted and sealed on the underside. This is kind of overkill, I would say, because the marine plywood's already sealed from pontoon stuff, but we just went the extra mile. We plan on having this boat for a long time, and this pontoon does have aluminum underskirting, which will protect the bottom, but we wanted to go the extra mile, so that's what we did. And then the top side of the plywood will be sealed with the glue and the vinyl flooring. So that's where we're at. We're currently waiting on a guy from Facebook Marketplace. I found some tires and wheels, some rims that should match everything and make it look a lot better. These are nice tires and decent rims now, but that's one thing that we've always kind of wanted, and I found a good deal. So the guy is actually delivering the tires and wheels here to make sure that they fit. All right, we got a bunch of the wiring kind of figured out. I'm just barely diving into some of the wiring harnesses that you can get from pontoonstuff.com. I would highly recommend this if you guys are refurbishing a pontoon, because it comes with switch panels and instrument clusters pre-wired and labeled. So it just makes it very easy when you're building these boats just to plug and play. Everything's labeled, everything has male to female connections. So it makes an average Joe like me look like I know what I'm doing. So we got everything sorted the way I would like to before we get the deck on it. My dad's just cleaning up some last bit of these rails. And then we're going over each rail with lacquer thinner to clean the surface really well before we put the tar tape down and the plywood. So we're moving right along. We should have a floor on this boat within the next probably hour or two.
There's a tear in the mud on the banks of the river, and the sound of a lover's goodbye, and a pain in my heart, 'cause I could not forgive her. That's as deep as the river is wide. I'm lost and I'm lonesome when I look in the mirror. I don't like the man that I see, and the more that I look, the more it gets clearer. Pride made a fool out of me. So I drink all night, but the hurting won't stop, and every shot I take just turns into teardrops. And I lay down to sleep, and I pray I don't open my eyes to a whiskey sunrise. The cold wind blows, and the leaves start to scatter, and the rain will be coming on soon, and everything's wrong, and nothing don't matter. The black cloud is crossing the moon. So I drink all night, but the hurting won't stop, and every shot I take just turns into teardrops.
looking for someone to put up with my bull. I can't even leave my bedroom, so I keep pouring. And I ain't seen no light of day since, well, that's not important. It's been long. And I was feeling Whitney, me and my homie sipped Houston. Cars and clothes, thought I was winning. You knew I was losing. You told me to wake up, but my clock always stayed on snoozing. I'm done. To each their own and find peace in knowing. And you know it's broken, but here's the hoping. Show no emotion against the coding. Just act as hard as you can. You don't need a friend, boy, you're the man. Ooh, 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 and I've been looking for someone that I can buy my drugs from. It seems like every plug went east to Utah became Mormons. Drought comes on around, feels like I have no one to depend on. Sober. I had 80 beers on Tuesday night. I had nothing to do with it. I put on a little Dwight and sang a happy tune and lit a cigarette, stepped out the door, had an appearance, drank more. To each their own and find peace in knowing. Ain't always broken, but here's the hoping. So no emotion against your coding. Just act as hard as you can. You don't need a friend, boy, you're the man.
Dear Lord, can you help me? I'm falling out of grace. I'm crawling back to heaven from this hell on earth I made. My blood is getting heavy. There's metal in my veins. It's running like the river filled with all of my mistakes. On my knees I'm looking up. I need a different kind of drug. I'm wide awake and I'm dreaming. Oh, I fell apart. I had enough of my demons. Angels only meet you where you are, and I'm in the dark. At least for now, Lord, I ain't losing hope that somehow you can make a heart of gold from this heart of stone. Oh, this heart of stone. Dear Lord, can you hear me? I'm shackled in these chains. I'm haunted by the lies of every time I.
It's been a little while since we've worked on the boat. I've been out chasing turkeys and doing some spring bear hunts, but we finally had a nice weather day where my dad and I could spend a few hours. And here's a look at where we're at. So we spent way too long today on this Bimini, and it was our own fault. We got everything mounted in place, and then realized that we needed to run a wire for the anchor light. But we've got everything where we wanted it. It's got these little self-align knobs here. The whole thing's ran by this switch, which I tapped into an accessory switch with a fuse. But it's an 8.5 foot bimini by 10 feet. And I want to show you something cool that we kind of have had planned, kind of for some future plans. So what we have planned is eventually to get a cabin enclosure like this. So the whole purpose of aligning the bimini where we have it is so we can add a cabin enclosure, zip it into here, and we're purposely leaving a gap here and here to run these snaps for the cabin enclosure for the windshield. My dad's gonna screw in these snaps like this to secure the fabric, and then I got to wire this anchor light. So this anchor light was the thing that really slowed us down today. So we're just mocking up our whole downrigger and fish finder system.
Yeah. Yeah, and if we need to turn that screen sideways, we can.
So we got everything just clamped down temporarily till we...
So this could even be a long line. Turn
Yeah.
like that. And that.
That was the plan of having both.
No, I'm just saying, yeah. I love that. That kind of eliminates the need for a rocket launcher.
The only thing with this being a long line
Yeah.
is it cuts a wall here with the rod.
But look at that. Look at that room. I love that. No, that looks righteous.
How do you like looking at that screen though?
I think it's good. The only thing I can see that might be a problem is sun. But really with the bimini, it blocks the majority of it. And then if we're turned the opposite way.
Well, you can even...
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's really a neat option. Look at that. And that's even good for a short guy. Yeah, I like that.
Through the shadows, it's weighing on my soul. The lights are shining on me, but there ain't nobody home. On my knees, I'm looking up. I need a different kind of drug. I'm wide awake and I'm dreaming. Wondering where and when I fell apart. Oh, I fell apart. I had enough of my demons. Angels only meet you where you are. And I'm in the dark. At least for now, Lord, I ain't losing hope. That somehow you can make a heart of gold from this heart of stone. This heart of stone. This heart of stone. 'Cause I'm wide awake and I'm dreaming.
I think we come this way more, Jed. Alright guys, so this is one of the most exciting things of the whole build is this custom rod locker my dad and I have kind of dreamt up.
That's going to be tough right there, huh?
Yeah. We're running into an unforeseen issue of this little return being in the way. Dude, I went to the dentist this morning, Dad.
The dentist?
Yeah, they said I got dog jaw.
That's right.
No, for real, dude. Feel this. No, like actually, they call.
Maybe that multi. Got it.
Those go-crots going like this. Guys, I love when a dream becomes reality. So, one of the biggest issues we have always had on our boat has been rod storage because we like to troll for both kokanee and trout. So salmon and trout. So that involves 2 types of rods. So we always have 8 or 10 rods on the boat at a time, and that works in a bass boat with a rod coffin, but not in a pontoon. So this is our remedy. 4-inch wide custom-made rod locker that's going to go behind the seats. And we'll still have plenty of room for activities.
Wonder where and when I fell apart. Oh, I fell apart. I had enough of my demons. But angels only meet you where you are. And I'm in the dark. At least for now, Lord, I ain't losing.
We only have 5 days left till we take this boat and test it for the first time. Today I'm finishing up some of the fishing accessories, the downriggers and the fish finders back here. I need to run these wires up through the posts and out the face. The weather's been relentless. My uncle's letting me borrow his shop for a couple days, so I'm gonna really binge out and try and finish this up in the next 48 hours. One of the biggest pieces to this puzzle to build this fishing rig is this all trolling motor. We opted with the Garmin Force Kraken. This is their 75-inch, 112 foot-pound brushless motor. Just getting the stencil laid out. I think this is where we're gonna mount it. We are T-minus 1 day until the test run of this boat. We got crummy weather up here in the mountains, but we don't have time to waste. So I'm just adding these accessories. This is all from Fish Fighter. The whole goal of this boat build was to keep this back deck as open as possible. And we went with this skeletonized removable ski pole, and we kind of have a makeshift bracket. We'll probably have something fabricated that's fitted exactly for this, but this is proof of concept, kind of our thought process here. So our tackle tenders, our long line rod holders, and I'm gonna go get 2 more bolts and put right in here. But I think it turned out pretty sweet. We are getting everything loaded up, and we have the boat as far complete as we're gonna get, basically, before we get out and test it. So we're gonna be at the lake in the morning, but first I wanna give you guys a quick little walk around of what we've done so far to the boat. So we did new tires and wheels, new fencing and furniture. We added a trolling motor, nav lights and headlights. We just did that tonight. This is the Garmin Force Kraken. It's a 36 volt brushless motor. Here's a look at the interior so far. We added a table base there. We're gonna have a piece that supports the head of the trolling motor. Another table base here. We got trash bags on the fish finder screens because it's been raining a little bit. Powder black power bimini. I added this. You guys saw me build that. Live scope pole, our rod locker. My dad hinged this part of the gate, so that will kind of lock the rods in. Fish fighter cup holders. We are ready to hit the lake. Next time you see us, we'll be launching this boat. We traveled over 400 miles to get to this lake that we have spent months building this boat specifically for. We're currently camped right on this little cove to where we can beach the boat and spend the next 7 days testing this boat. And hopefully we can access parts of the lake that we've never been able to access before. So over the course of 5 years, my dad and I have built several boats trying to reach the pinnacle of perfection in our eyes. The goal of this trip is to see if all of our hard work and our designing is gonna pay off. Let's go. All right, well, we just accessed part of the lake that would have taken us probably an hour before in about 15 minutes. So we passed that test. The next test is gonna be the fishability of this vessel, and we'll see how she does. We're about to drop some lines. We're gonna go after kokanee salmon and some pup lake trout, and if we're marking a bunch of big lakers, we'll start targeting those. So that's the play, and let's get some lines in the water.
I'm 120.
Okay. Oh.
Is he there?
I think so. I think we have our first fish on, but we ran into a dilemma. We forgot our nets in the truck. We were too excited to get out and fish that, oh, he came off.
Oh, did he?
Drop yours down to that depth. Fish on? Day 2 of our journey to catch a giant lake trout on our new boat. And so far so good. We're just getting set up out here. Beautiful sunrise. We got fish all around us and we're trolling strictly lake trout. You on? Yeah. Guys, my dad's hooked up on a big laker. We are barely getting out here set up, and my dad is already hooked up on a big lake trout. All the hard work and time we spent building this boat for this moment right here. We even remembered the net today.
That's a good thing when you got a big fish.
Look at all this room we have too.
Yeah, this is nice. You could dance back here. Then he does big pulls like that.
All right, let's release that thing.
Ready? We're gonna torpedo him.
There he goes. Well, one of about the only things my dad and I did not do on this boat was the power steering. It's just way above our pay grade. So we actually hired that out and paid like $2,000 to have the whole thing serviced and done correctly. And last night it was acting a little funny, and this morning I want to show you guys just turning the steering wheel. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's about 30 turns till it finally starts going. That's just not safe. You can't handle the boat. And so we are trying to get in contact with the local marina. I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I'm pretty positive it's an air pocket in the fluid line, or in the hydraulic line. So we're gonna have to load the boat back up and drive 2 hours into town to a hardware store or a marine shop, and hopefully somebody can look at it today and get it fixed, because we have the next 6 days to be out here and to try and accomplish this goal of catching our biggest lake trout ever and doing it on our new boat. So roadblock we did not foresee. We should be out there fishing. It's glass calm. About 8 hours later, we've driven to every marina and store within 2 hours of here, trying to find a mechanic. And we've had no luck. We've got the runaround everywhere. Basically what we need is specialty hoses and fittings that can pressurize the system. But what we did find, we got in contact with a mechanic about 3 hours away. He's gonna meet us halfway tomorrow with this specialty system. But what we did find out was our steering column was actually mounted upside down. So my dad and I just took apart the whole steering. We didn't even film any of it because we were so frustrated and angry, but we took apart the whole steering and it all went super smooth actually. There's a lot of intricate parts, and we were able to spin it, get it, everything mounted properly. Now the fill spout is pointing up, so gravity should fill it, and things are looking up. So hopefully tomorrow, by tomorrow afternoon, after we meet this guy, we have a steering boat again, and we can be back on our quest to catch the biggest lake trout of our lives. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the game. We have the steering fixed. We are back at camp, and just heading out for an evening bite, hopefully. Well, I don't know if we mentioned that we built this boat to withstand the wind, but that seems to be the only weather we're getting this week. So buckle up for a lot of captions. We're officially last guys on the lake after this boat, but sunset, and we're gonna try some evening fishing, or night fishing, I guess. So we're gonna be trolling some big baits pretty close to the shore. We'll probably fish for about another 45 minutes and see what we can pull off here at sunset. Okay guys, I think we're finally hooked up on a good one. We've been fishing for 4 days for this moment.
We spent months building this boat just for this.
Yeah, he feels heavy.
Yeah, it looks like a good one. How many feet?
70.
Bro, natty ice on the board.
He's on the bottom, dude. Dragging me back out to like 70 feet.
That's awesome. That's what you want, dude. Enjoy this. We've worked our butts off for this opportunity. Enjoy the fight. He looks like a good one, man.
Back out to 130.
Okay.
That might be a huge one, Dad.
I know. That's what I'm thinking, dude.
Back at 150 now.
Go back there. Elena. This is by far the biggest one I think you've ever caught, dude. Wow. Put the tip right in the water if you have to. Is he able to run a little bit when he's doing that? Okay.
We're 10 minutes in and he's just took another big run. Dude, he's done like 4 runs back at like 150.
Got a hawk, bro.
We're at 30 feet now.
I love it.
Guys, we just accomplished our goal. We caught the fish we've been out here after that we've dreamt of. He's right here in this net.
Holy cow. Oh. Lee.
Dude, he is.
Natty Ice with the big dog.
Let's go!
There he is, dude. Nice work.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and could see why we would spend so much time and energy building this boat. We did it, guys. We did it. Guys, can lightning strike twice? We were just fishing some more and smokes. And this rod just about snapped in half. It just got ripped by another solid fish. I thought I was hung up on the bottom, but I was like 20 feet off the bottom. So basically, if you want to come out and troll for lake trout, you're going to need a few things. A lure, so spoons, Rapalas, glide baits, downriggers, and a good rod and reel with a line counting reel. And my favorite rod is the Mama Hog Swine Smacker. Thanks. Dude, that last one weighed 31 pounds. 31? Yeah, that's my PB. Okay, there he is. He's another hammer.
Oh my heavens. Right back down to the bottom. What do you think?
That is awesome, guys. That is awesome. Well, now that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.